Hey guys, welcome back to the Junk Food Zombie channel. This is part 2 of reloading home defense ammo for my AR-15. Everything's packed up, so we're going to get in the truck and go to the range, so let's go. Don't need that in the truck. Always rocking on the way to the range. Okay, so we'll be testing these rounds and we'll be testing them in these magazines. These are the magazines I'll be using to keep them in the house. Always test them in the magazines that you'll be using because you're testing the ammo for reliability, but you're also testing the magazines for reliability. So we're going to get them set up, we're going to get the chronograph set up, and I'm going to get some velocities. Tape me, taking a few shots. You don't need to see them all. There's 45 of them here. So we're going to get that set up and we'll get going. Okay, so we're going to test all these rounds. I'm going to get them through the chronograph and get velocities. I'm going to keep one of the lowest charge that I made and one of the highest charge that I made. And I brought some 1 gallon water jugs. I brought 8 of them. I'm going to line them up 4 in a row. I'm going to put one of the lowest charges through 4 gallons of water and one of the highest charges through 4 gallons of water. See how far they penetrate. If they penetrate all 4, then they both did fine. If not, hopefully I can recover the bullets and see how the expansion looks and the weight retention. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure it's going to work out perfectly, but if it does, it'll be good to see the results. So let's take some shots. I'm going to put my hearing protection on because these things are loud. Okay, I'm going to take some more shots with the next charge, and then I'm going to just do this until they're all shot, and then I'll report on the velocities with you guys and the reliability.
We want to check the brass for signs of pressure as well, so we'll look for flattened primers or any weird bulges or anything. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so they're looking good so far. These are the highest charges I've shot, and we have no problems here, so we'll keep going. Okay, now we're going to shoot the water jugs with the lowest charge that I made, and then we're going to shoot it with the highest charge that I made. So I've got some jugs laid out on the ground. I'm going to go prone and see what happens. We're going to look in about 15 feet or so. Is where I'm going to shoot them from. So let's go. So here are the results. The first one, the lowest charge that I loaded, and I'll post the velocities that I got for those here on the screen, penetrated into the 3rd jug. And you see there's a hole in it. It's leaking. The bullet is in there. The highest velocity one, the highest charge we had, made it into the 2nd jug. I found part of it in the 1st jug, and I found part of it in the 2nd jug. Never penetrated into the 3rd jug. So here we have an example that sometimes higher velocities aren't necessarily the best. You reach a certain point in velocity where your penetration starts to get less and less. So we want penetration to be good, so we might not want to go with that highest charge. We might want to tone it down a little bit, keep it towards the lower end, get good penetration, and we're going to check the expansion once we get it out of this jug, and I'll show you how that went. Okay guys, well, that's about it. Water is not the same as flesh, obviously. Water tends to be a little harsher on bullets than flesh, so the lower charge having penetrated a little bit better and expanded well, and the higher charge breaking apart and expanding quite a bit more and not penetrating as well. It's probably a little bit more of an extreme example than what would happen in actual tissue. So I'm probably going to go somewhere middle of the road with that. I'm probably going to go a little higher than the low charge, but not quite as high as the high charge, somewhere in the middle, where I think that I'll get an equivalent effect in tissue as I did in water with the low charge. That's me, guys. This is just kind of a little experiment to show you guys what happened in my experience. If you decide to do this, do your own research, do your own testing. Don't go by everything I've said as gospel. It's just kind of an example of one of many outcomes that you could get. So whatever you do, if you decide to do this, test it and do your own research. But I wanted to give you guys a little example of what I did. So that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.